It's the holidays, the perfect time to sit down in front of a cozy fire and watch a movie or two. So, with that in mind, in this special we're going to look at some movies based on the works of Stephen King. Specifically, I'm going to count down my 5 favourite movies that are already out there and are totally perfect already. I'm going to count down 5 that I think need to be remade, and I'm going to pick out 5 Stephen King stories that haven't been touched yet, but I think that should. So, let's jump in. Lights, camera, action! Hi everyone, I'm Dave Musson, at Dave Musson on Instagram, and welcome back to my channel. This is a place where I'm talking all things Stephen King all the time. Now normally I spend each video giving you 19 reasons to read every single one of Stephen King's books. Been going through in chronological order, and at the point of recording I'm somewhere towards the latter part of the 90s. Now if that sounds like something you'd like more of, go and check out my channel, see what else I've already done, and hey, maybe consider subscribing too so you don't miss any future videos. But I do occasionally do some specials, and that's where this video comes in. As I said in the intro, we're talking movies, specifically movies based around King's works. Now what I wanted to do was a few mini countdowns. So I wanted to give you my 5 King movies that I think are perfect already and should not be touched again with a barge pole as long as the world exists. I'm going to count down 5 King movies that I think need to be remade, and I'm going to pick out 5 King stories that haven't been adapted yet but that I think should be. Do let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know your favourite King ones. Let me know your choices for King adaptations that need to be remade, and also let me know which stories you think should be made that haven't been done so yet. Okay, let's start off. So the first category is probably the easiest one. We're going to look at my 5 choices for King movies that are so perfect already they should absolutely be left the fuck alone. If anyone from Hollywood tries to remake these things, they should be slapped around the face with something heavy. So here are my 5 choices for perfect King movies. Number 1, let's start with The Shawshank Redemption. Yeah, it's an obvious choice, but come on, it is the best choice. Frank Darabont made some terrific choices in the things he made, changing from the novella to the movie. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to spend a couple of hours, and it just doesn't need to be touched ever again, okay? Number 2, Stand By Me. Is Stand By Me the best adaptation of a Stephen King work ever in the history of the world? Yes. Yes, it fucking is. Don't fucking touch it. At 3, Gerald's Game. So, for a book that many said was impossible to adapt, Mike Flanagan did a pretty good job. And nobody else is going to make it any better, are they? In at number 4, The Mist. So we're back with Frank Darabont, and again, he delivered the goods, making some really solid changes along the way, of course, including that ending. It's a great monster movie, and if you get a chance to watch the black and white version, you'll have even more fun. And in at number 5, for my King movies that are already perfect and don't need to be remade, I've gone for The Dead Zone. Now honestly, I was torn between The Dead Zone and Christine for this choice, but I eventually settled on The Dead Zone because, as many of you probably already know, it's my favourite book, and I think the movie is pretty fucking iconic as well. Also, Christopher Walken, okay? Left field choice for Johnny, sure, but he is absolutely fantastic in the role, and I do not want to see anybody else even trying to come close to mimicking the line, "The ice is gonna break." Okay, next up we're going to do 5 movies, in my opinion, that I think need a remake, and I'm going to stop holding my hands up to show you which number I'm talking about because I don't want to anymore. So, first off, when it comes to movies that need to be remade, it's The Dark Tower, okay? Come on, we're all on the same page here. Talk about a swing and a miss. Let's do it again, let's do it properly, and let's give us a proper franchise, yeah? In at number 2 on movies I think need to be remade, The Tommyknockers. Now as I said in my review of this book, there is a good story in here somewhere. Let's just get someone who can focus on that, knuckle down, and make it a really wild alien invasion movie. I'd be first in line with the popcorn. Okay, at number 3, The Running Man. Now, I love Arnie as much as anyone, but that original adaptation just bears so little resemblance to the book, it's really frustrating. Let's do it again, let's lean in closer to the book, and let's lean in closer to the reality TV ethos that we live in right now. And let's bring a more normal looking lead to it as well, okay? Number 4 for me when it comes to movies that need to be remade, I'm going for Hearts in Atlantis. Now, the 2001 version is good, but it suffers from trying to be overly sentimental and trying to be another Green Mile or another Shawshank, and it kind of loses the real heart of the book. Instead, let's just forget that one happened, start again, and really stick to the book. Make it an anthology of linked stories, and you'll get the heart in it anyway. There's a really good opportunity to do something quite different and quite fun with this book. That's why I think it should be remade. And in at number 5 of movies that I think need to be remade, ones that are based on Stephen King adaptations anyway, is Firestarter. Now, yeah, bit of a cheat of a choice because there is one in the works and it will be coming out very soon, but a bit like The Dark Tower, it felt like the obvious choice. The original Firestarter just didn't hit the mark at all. Let's hope Zac Efron can ignite it once again. Okay, lastly, I'm going to pick out 5 Stephen King books or stories that haven't been adapted yet, but that I think should. And this is the one where I'm particularly keen to know your ideas, so let me know in the comments below. I'm going to start off with Revival. Now, this was a project that Mike Flanagan was attached to for quite some time, but he appears to have dropped away from that, and with his release of Midnight Mass, it also looks like he won't be coming back to it anytime soon. But this one is really primed to be a really dark piece of work. So, fuck it. Let's give it to Ari Aster and let's all get fucking depressed. Okay, at number 2, I'm going for Duma Key. Now, if there's any King book out there that hasn't been touched yet, that I want Mike Flanagan to have a go with, it's Duma Key. Having seen what he did with Doctor Sleep, I really feel like he would just absolutely nail this, and he'd be able to combine the weird and the heartfelt into one epic picture. Also, the story just slams, so let's get it made. So number 3, my wildcard choice here, The Regulators. Okay, now before you click that dislike button, hear me out. The Regulators, done in that weird mixture of live action and cartoon animation, like some sort of fucked up bed knobs and broomsticks? Yes, please. Okay, number 4, Elevation. Let's get sentimental, let's get emotional, let's give this to Frank Darabont. If anyone is going to make you cry with this nice little story, it's going to be him, right? And it would just work. It really would. And lastly, number 5, Joyland. This to me feels like a no-brainer. How fucking cool would Joyland be? The 70s setting, the creepy theme park, the murder mystery. Just imagine everything. The colours would pop, the fashions would sizzle, and the cast would all be smoking hot. This would be an incredible project for someone to take on. Okay, so there you go, my first foray into a movie special. I might do more in the future, maybe do some sort of overall ranking, but for now, that's what we're going with. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and let me know also which King adaptation you think is already perfect, which one you think needs to be remade, and which King book that hasn't been touched yet you want to see done on the big screen, or on the small screen as a mini-series, or as a podcast, or whatever. I'm rambling. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more of me talking shit about Stephen King, then this is the right place to be. There's loads for you to explore and plenty of options for you to kill 10, 20 or 30 minutes, depending on how desperate you are. There's me going through books with 19 reasons to read each one, and there's a few specials, including my ultimate guide to the Dark Tower, my top 10 King books, and my complete look through the original set of Rainbow Hodder King editions. You'll find all of them on my channel, so go and have a look, and feel free to subscribe if you want to so you don't miss any future videos. And just lastly, if you want to come and say hi, my Instagram DMs are always open. I'm at Dave Musson, always happy to hear from people and always happy to chat King. Thanks as always for watching, it really is appreciated. Do take care, enjoy whatever movies you decide to watch this holiday season, and I will see you real soon. Cut!